In this module, we're going to talk about the process flow for students in our new advising redesign, from beginning when they get accepted until they move on from NCC. First, a quick review of the guided pathways model. First, we want students to be able to clarify the paths available to them and select a path. Then we help them actually get on the path by selecting the appropriate courses and choosing other activities to engage in. Critically important is helping students stay on the path, ensuring that they're successful and remain motivated. And finally, throughout the entire process, we want to ensure that students are learning. Now, as we think about this process, we want to ask ourselves, how can this be supported by the advising redesign? Let's find out. We'll now go over the process flow from start to finish. First, the student applies to NCC and is accepted as a student. Then, the student is assigned to one of our success navigators. This now will apply to full-time and part-time students. Previously, students were only assigned to an advisor for the most part if they were a full-time student. When we're at full scale, all full-time and part-time students will have an assigned navigator and then an assigned advisor or navigator. The next step is for the success navigator to connect with the students on their caseload. And they'll do that using any means at their disposal, text messaging, emailing, calling, in order to make that connection and start the relationship. Then the navigator will meet with the student, and the number one priority, going back to helping them identify the paths, clarify the paths, and actually get on the path, is to help them figure out what area of study they would like to go into, and ideally the specific program or major within the area of study. To help facilitate this, we have the wonderful online tools that will be discussed in a separate module, the My Success GPS, and within it, the Career GPS, which is a career assessment tool, and provides a lot of additional information related to jobs, careers, to help the student make an informed decision. In addition, the navigator can refer the student to career services, where they can have more extensive career assessment and career counseling to help them make their decision about career, and then of course major that would lead them into that career. After that selection process has occurred, then the navigator starts talking about what are your career goals, and if to reach your career goals you will be going to a four-year institution, or even beyond that, what are your transfer goals and plans? The success navigator then collaborates with the student to actually develop an academic plan for the initial semester. Keep in mind, all of this is occurring over the summer or during the fall if they're intending to start in the spring semester. The academic plan and any notes related to interactions with the student will be documented in Starfish. Then, once the plan is in place, the Success Navigator helps the student to register for the initial semester and teaches the student to register online so that going forward the student can do the actual registration him or herself. The selection of courses, of course, will be facilitated through the advising process. Another important part of the work with the student, either during the previous semester to their initial enrollment or during the early part of their first semester, is to talk about transitions into college life. So again, ideally this would occur prior to the semester or very early in the semester. So the navigator will stress strategies for being successful in classes, the importance of taking the college success course that's most appropriate to the student, and the Spartan experience, which provides an array of opportunities and experiences students can engage in to make the most of their college experience and be as engaged as possible at NCC. And finally, the Success Navigator will help the student understand all of the various support services available to help them have a successful experience at NCC. During that first semester, if the student is getting flagged in Starfish, and even when they're getting positive flags, which we call kudos, the Success Navigator will reach out to the student and have a discussion, either to reinforce the kudos or to help the student figure out what the concern may be and how they can address that concern to be successful. More proactively, the Success Navigators will also send timely information to students as appropriate. So for example, if a student is a business major and there's a major event related to business, the Navigator would inform students that that's coming down the pike, but specifically only students who are in business. For more universal messages, such as it's time to register, the Navigator will contact all of the students on the Navigator's caseload. During the initial semester, the Success Navigator meets with the student to confirm or modify the area of study, or ideally the program or major, review the degree audit, and develop an academic plan to completion. If the student is unable to identify an area of study, or ideally a program or major, or if they show particular risk factors such as being flagged frequently in Starfish, or being a developmental student, or possibly simply because they're part-time or an online student, the Success Navigator will continue to meet with the student as opposed to having the student transition to a faculty advisor, and they will refer them for career counseling or other needed services. If the student is able to identify an area of study or program or major and does not exhibit significant risk factors, the student is going to be assigned to an appropriate faculty advisor early in the following semester. This handoff is clearly communicated to the student and to the faculty advisor. Please note that we are not yet at full scale, so not all faculty advisors will receive handoffs from navigators. Many faculty advisors will receive students directly assigned to them who have not met with a navigator. As soon as possible after being assigned students who had been working with a navigator, the faculty advisor will contact these students to introduce him or herself as their advisor until completion at NCC and to schedule an initial meeting. During this initial meeting, the faculty advisor will discuss his or her role as well as the role of the Success Navigator going forward. For example, the Success Navigator may still be involved to some degree when the student is flagged in Starfish, and may also help to consult with the faculty advisor on more complex advising issues such as transfer advising. The faculty advisor will also confirm the student's classes for the upcoming semester and, if required, will clear the student to register. I say if required because at this point, part-time students are still not required to be cleared. During each semester after that first semester, the faculty advisor will connect with the student at least once to review the degree audit and modify the academic plan if necessary, and again, if necessary, to clear the student to register. Please keep in mind that during any given semester, the faculty advisor can consult or connect with the Success Navigator to find out about the most appropriate co-curricular opportunities for this student, appropriate support services, and any transfer or career information that seems relevant to the student's needs or goals. Or, if the faculty advisor is familiar with the resources that are needed, they would refer the student directly to those resources. But keep in mind, the Success Navigators are always there as a support for the faculty advisor. During each semester after that first semester, the faculty advisor will also proactively send timely information to students as appropriate, such as upcoming events in their particular discipline, key dates such as it's time to register, or anything else that seems relevant to proactively informing the student of something that would benefit them. Also during each semester, the Success Navigator would be reaching out to the student when starfish flags that are related to any kind of behavioral or academic challenges are raised by instructors. Or they may inform the faculty advisor and encourage them to reach out to the student. This partnership between the navigator and faculty advisor will become more and more firmly established, and it would become more clear whether the success navigator or the faculty advisor will be doing that outreach. But at the very least, the success navigator would inform the faculty advisor so they're in the loop about any outreach to the student. Finally, I just want to remind everyone of our 8 new success navigators who started back in April: Nicole, Stephanie, Catherine, and Tina on the Bethlehem campus, and Jackie, Latoya, and Monique on the Monroe campus. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful semester.